I've been taking my time on responding to the situation with Renee, Nicole that hit the ICE agent with her car and was shot and killed, because I wanted to make sure I had the facts straight. And a lot of times when these stories first hit, it's all emotion and it's hard to figure out what really happened. So I'm going to give you my thoughts because I think it's important. And I think there's something theologically and bigger even behind the scenes that we need to understand as Christians that, in my opinion, might be one of the biggest problems in our society, like an underlying cancer that is eating away at us. And it's going to sound extremely counterintuitive, as a lot of things in the Bible and biblical principles do to the culture, especially the spirit of our age. So one thing that I think I just want to say first is that it's always sad when someone dies. In Ezekiel, it says that God does not take pleasure in the death of the wicked, and so we as Christians shouldn't take pleasure in that. I'm sure that exists, and that would be wrong. If they're mocking her, if they're taking pleasure in her death, we shouldn't. It should grieve us just like it grieves God that he really, really wanted them to repent and turn to him. But this is what I might say is one of the biggest diseases of our culture, and that is pitying the evildoer. And the word pity has an implication of not just a feeling, right? It's not just about a feeling, because a lot of people have expressed their condolences, their pity on this woman, that she was radicalized by the left and by lies, that she would put herself in this position in the first place and stand in the way of good and of truth, because ideas are not the same, and we'll get to that in a second. What it really means is that even though you might feel sad by someone receiving justice or receiving a consequence from an action that they took, you do not change the fact that they should receive justice. That is wrong. It says your eye shall not pity in Deuteronomy 19:21. And if you think about it, that is what plagues us when it comes to children in the womb. We're not concerned with the child, we're concerned with the woman that wants to end the life of her child. When it comes to the border, we're not concerned with our own people that are being harmed, not just through violence, but through drugs and things being trafficked into our nation, or children being trafficked at the border. We're not concerned about that. We pity the person breaking our law to come into our country for whatever reason that may be. And that's just what happens when you walk away from God. You invert justice. You pervert truth. And so everything is upside down from what it should be. So although as Christians we can see things that we don't like happening, we have to learn to hold tension as Christians in this broken world, that there can be things that we don't like to see. We don't like to see people get shot on the internet, okay? And like the world sees these things that we were never meant to see. We don't like to see mothers being deported or children being detained. Like, we don't like to see any of those things. But what we cannot do is impede justice because it makes us uncomfortable or it makes us sad. It's just not biblical. And I know that's really unpopular to say, but it's just not biblical. And this woman hit a man with her car, okay? And I have a really hard time with the people that would tell me when it came to COVID mask mandates and vaccines that Romans 13 tells you to obey the government. And yet here they're defending what she did, which was block federal agents from doing their job, which was a just job, and hit a man with her car. And people are acting like that's no big deal, like she hit him with a pillow or something. That's how people are treating it. It's come out now that this man has legitimate injuries from this, even no matter what you saw from the camera angle, that he had legitimate injuries, and that is treated as a deadly weapon. And that's how police officers and agents are trained. So no, I don't like that this woman died and she lost her life, but I cannot pity her to the point where I stand in the way of justice and truth, because the truth is When Christians disobey Nazi Germany to risk their lives, to hide Jews in their home that died with Jews in concentration camps for standing up for what they believed in, they were right. When you stand in the way of a sovereign nation protecting their border and protecting their people, you are wrong. Ideas are not neutral, and all ideas are not equal, and we need to understand this as Christians. We have to get this. The Bible is true, and if your opinion or your worldview goes against that, it's not equal to my view, you are wrong.